Hi there, welcome to Jang's Takeaway channel. I'm Chin, this is Chu, my mum. Today we're going to be showing you how to make sweet and sour sauce. Now, I mean proper sweet and sour sauce, just like you get from the takeaway. We're going to show you how to do it exactly how they would do it. Now, everywhere you go, you know guys, it's always slightly different, and that's because they put varying levels of exactly what we're going to be putting in here today. So if it's not quite sweet enough, you need to put more sugar, and if it's not quite sour enough for you, you need to put more vinegar. But we'll get on to that as soon as we've done this. Mum, how easy do you say this is?
It's not too difficult if you know how. Just follow our instructions and get it.
Yeah, you'll get it. It's actually really easy, and all the Chinese everywhere want you to think it's difficult. It's not. There are a few tricks and stuff they use, but we'll be showing you those. So stick around for this next part, and we'll be showing you exactly what goes into it. Okay, so here we have the main ingredients for any sweet and sour sauce. There are a few extras that I'll go through with you in a minute, so Mum will just run these off. What's that, Mum?
Sugar, ginger,
What are these?
aniseed, cinnamon, cloves, garlic, tomato puree, oranges.
Okay, now we're going to make for you today about 5 litres. This might be a bit much for you guys, but if you can find a container, you can store it in your fridge quite happily for at least 2 months. Those are the basics there. Then on top of that, believe it or not, you actually use orange squash. Now, you ever wonder why they get that flavour that you can't quite grasp? It tastes citrusy, it's orange squash. Some places use orange juice and orange apple juice. A lot of the places use this white vinegar, distilled malt vinegar. That is one of the main liquids. So for 5 litres, we'll be using 1.5 litres of this, about 200 millimeters of this, and the rest is made up of just plain water. Now, obviously, if you want it sweeter, you add more sugar. If you want it more sour, you add more vinegar. This is what they use to make it bright red. We won't be using this today, but if you ever wonder why you make sweet and sour sauce yourself and you can't get it bright red, that's why. Kid you not, I've worked in many takeaways, Mum.
Yeah.
This is what they use. We're not bullshitting. It's the truth. Okay, so now we're going to crush the garlic. Why are we crushing it, Mum?
So that you can get the flavour out.
Sometimes it can be difficult to crush because they're quite firm, so just cut them if this happens. Also, this is wobbly at the moment, so it's difficult to press down on, and the angle we're at. So once you've done that, next step, Mum?
Yeah. Roughly like that. Just get your ginger.
Again, you can do this as roughly as you want.
Oranges.
Okay, so for 5 litres, you're going to need 2 oranges, roughly 500 grams worth of fresh ginger, 1 whole clove of garlic, a couple sticks of cinnamon, handful of star anise, a teaspoon of cloves, 250 ml of tomato puree, about 1.5 kgs of sugar. Yeah, 1.5 kgs of sugar. There's a lot of sugar in sweet and sour. 1.5 litres of vinegar, 200 milliliters of concentrated high strength orange squash, and the rest is all water. So once you've cut them up, okay, now you take the rest of this ginger you got left over and you blend that in with some water, and we'll show you the results of that in a second. Okay, so you just fill up, we've got a high powered blender. You guys can use any blender for this. It will work just as well. It doesn't need to be extremely fine. It's just we've got a commercial one, so we use that. Okay, that goes in there, and then all you do is add enough water to cover it, just like that, and then we'll blend that and we'll be back with the results. Can you see the difference? It looks remarkably like phlegm, but it smells gorgeous, trust me. If you like ginger, you're going to love the smell of this. But that's what it should look like. If you can get it as thin as that, brilliant. If you can't, doesn't matter. You're just going to have to boil it for another 10 minutes to get all the flavours out. That's all it is. Right, now we'll show you the next step. Okay, so we start by heating up a pan. And to this pan, you add roughly... You need quite a bit of oil, actually. Sort of 2 full ladles, so I'd say 4 dessert spoons worth of oil. To this, before it gets hot, you throw in your cinnamon. You put in your handful of star anise and your cloves. And what you're trying to do is get all the oils out of this. When you start smelling it, you turn down the heat to a lower heat. To this in a minute, when you turn down the heat, turn it down so it's hot enough for the surfaces to be bubbling and cool enough so it's not burning. Then you add chopped ginger. Yeah, that's a good sign to hear it sizzling. And then you add your garlic. You want to add the garlic last because you don't want it to burn. That's all the garlic you chopped earlier, the entire clove. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit too hot, so you need to turn it down a little bit.
When you can smell the ginger and the garlic, you pour your vinegar in.
Be careful because it will spit. To that, you whack it up, whack the temperature right up. To that you add your tomato puree. Your ginger from earlier that you blitzed. Your oranges. Sorry, not the camera. Really get that rest of that ginger out. You add the rest of the water and your 200 mils of squash. Yeah, sorry, we're just free pouring this for you guys. Stop. And now you add your sugar. 1, 2. And then you top it up to 5 with the water, which Mum didn't do.
Now you can see the color is not right, so you add the color.
We would if we were going to make a traditional Chinese takeaway one. It tastes exactly the same, it's just not as bright red. colouring looks like this. See how bright that is? And this is all you need for all of this.
It's all red now.
And let that simmer. Sorry, bring that to the boil, then let it simmer for about 45 minutes. Just make sure every now and then you give it a quick stir so anything floating about doesn't stick to the bottom. As you can see, this has only been on the boil for about, well, not even boiled yet, but look how red that's going. It will just keep getting redder and redder. Okay guys, this has now been brought to the boil. It's been simmered for 45 minutes, and all you have to do now is cover it and let it sit for 24 hours. 24, though, if you can leave it longer, the better in my opinion. Mum, what do you think?
Yeah.
How long would you leave it for?
The next day I'll strain it and put it in the fridge to keep it fresh.
Exactly. Didn't answer my question. If possible, I'd leave it in the fridge for a good couple of days. We have to obviously work within the guidelines, so we have to get this cooled down within 1 hour and 30 minutes and have it in the fridge. But if you're doing it at your home, you can have it on the side. There's so much sugar and vinegar in here, it's not going to go off. Have it on the side for at least a couple of days, and you'll get a really strong flavour then. The oranges and the spices will really come through. But like Mum said, we drain this and we serve it up. Serve it up. I don't know if you guys can see in, but it's bright red now. That's how they get it bright red. Without it, it's a dull red. Wouldn't you say? Yeah, like, I wouldn't even say cheap ketchup, just awful ketchup. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back soon with something else. Maybe, I don't know, peanut curry of some sort.
Yep. See you next time.
Cheers. Bye-bye.